Welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated to reading top viewed and top voted answers on Quora. So this question here says, I have to fire an employee who has been with the company for 42 years. Orders from above. He doesn't know. How do I fire him? Well, this question has over 100 answers, and the first answer was taken today, which is the most viewed and most voted answer, is from Grandma. And it says, this is a human resources nightmare. The employee dedicated 42 years to your company and you now want to fire him? What are the reasons? Is he incompetent or lazy? Constantly late for work? Can't remember why and what he is doing there? If the answer is no and you want to fire him because he's too costly as an older employee, you need to let him continue to work for, or otherwise he can file an age-related discrimination lawsuit. The better answer is to allow him to retire with full benefits and a pension equivalent to at least 80% of his full salary. That way he keeps his dignity and still respects his employer, and your company has removed him without a lawsuit. This answer has had over 6 million views and has 15.7 upvotes. So the next answer is from Michael Bacon. And it says here, 42 years, that's a lifetime. You've probably already taken the action described, but I will comment on what I'll do. The 42-year employee must have been doing something right to have lasted this long. And if his HR record shows he's been a valuable asset to the business, there's no way in hell I would be the guy to do the dirty work. I will put my foot down and tell the suits no. I'll go out the door for insubordination before I will fire him or let him go. They want him out of the way or picture. They will have to do it themselves after they fire me. He edited it on the 16th of August 2002, saying, okay, wow, 820 upvotes and counting. Well, these are the upvotes he got for that answer. Okay, he went further to say, now to get into the discussion continuation, I have trained several people on the job and supervised a couple of temps. I have never been a supervisor or department manager of direct permanent hires. However, I was just answering what I would do if I were put in the unenviable position of being ordered to fire a long-time rockstar employee. I stand by what I've said, but I don't ever intend to enter a supervisor or managerial role where I will be tasked with hiring, reviewing, and having to fire even a poor performing employee, or being ordered to fire a rock star because he pissed off a Karen or Ken that has status in the company. I don't have a need for power or an ego stroke that managerial positions give a lot of people. I'll leave that to the Bill Lumbergs and the Bobs. So this answer has gotten 8.7 million views overall and 8.7 thousand upvotes. Wow. Then the next answer we're going to take is from Bob Jones. He says, I was instructed to terminate a long-term employee, that's 22 years, once in my entire career based upon orders from above. Quote, I refused. I won't terminate someone based solely on orders from above. In this case, the employee was a marginal performer who had managed to ingratiate himself with his bosses. He needed to be terminated. That said, I was told to terminate him 2 days into my assuming responsibility for the department. No reprimands on fire, no subpar performance reviews, no training provided, nothing documented. I told the HR VP that I wasn't a hatchet man. If he wanted him terminated for performance, then I would need to give him an opportunity to succeed or fail, get feedback on performance and a fair valuation of that performance. If he wanted him if he wanted immediate termination, he should go to the previous manager and have him do the deed. Any shortcomings in performance under his watch should be handled by him. Needless to say, that was not well received. I then told the HR VP that I would talk to the employee and see if we could come to a mutual agreeable solution. I told him I needed severance money to make that work. He agreed. I also told him that the employee might want to try and save his job. If that happened, I would need 3 months to evaluate his performance, take corrective action, and make a fair decision. He agreed. I was surprised. I met with the employee the next day in private. I told him that I took this assignment because it was a turnaround opportunity for the company in a low performing department. My job was to fix it. I told him that he would need to be willing and able to make significant improvements in his job performance as well. I told him that he would be given every opportunity to demonstrate improvement. I told him I was demanding but fair, and my door was always open to my employees to discuss issues. I then told him that if he decided the job changes and demands were not ones he wanted to face, that I had arranged for a severance package that respected his 22 years of service. It would enable him to have time to find a new job that might be a better fit. It was up to him. He chose to leave. Yes, I pressured him out, but I really would have given him a fair chance. I actually prefer rehabilitating a marginal employee who knows the work versus hiring a pig in poke from the outside who might be even more lacking in competence and work ethic. In this case, I would point out that bosses are not doing their employees a favor by allowing them to slide. Bosses change, and when that happens, what was previously tolerated is no longer overlooked. Interestingly enough, that same company terminated me based on orders from above after working there for 17 years. So there's an edit also to this answer. It says it also interesting is the fact that 10 years later the same company rehired me after the person who gave the orders from above, the president of the company, was replaced. They gave me a large severance package when I was terminated and still reinstated my 17 years of service for the calculation of accrued benefits. Well, this answer has gotten 22,000 views and 143 upvotes. These are life experiences, so I'm going to upvote this one. So this is where we're ending the answers to this question. We might have an opportunity to give more answers to this question.